Namaste. My name is Guianna and I will be your instructor for today. Today's class is going to be a relatively short, gentle hatha flow to cater to ladies during that special time of the month. I've titled it Feminine Flow. For today's class, you're going to need 2 blocks, a yoga strap, a meditation pillow, or a bolster, or you can use a couple of house pillows to stack them if you don't have any bolsters available. Basically, this is your practice, so if at any point you feel uncomfortable with a pose or you feel like it's too much, feel free to release the pose gently into child's pose, balasana. There's no need to force your body to do what it's not ready to do. I have modified quite a bit of these poses anyway, but if you feel the need to modify more or to skip the pose altogether, you can always just go right into child's pose and wait for the next asana. Today's flow is going to be for relaxing the muscles, releasing tension, calming the nerves. There's going to be a little bit of leg strengthening, but overall it will be to stretch the spine, stretch the hips, stretch the hamstrings, and leave you feeling overall with a relaxed and renewed state of mind and body while you're going through your period, because that's what we all need when we are dealing with that. So let's get into it. The first pose that you're going to be in today is we're going to start in an easy seat, an easy pose, Sukhasana, or if you prefer, you can turn to the side and you can come to staff pose and Dandasana. With either pose, you're going to want to sit on a bolster or a block or a meditation pillow. I've got a meditation pillow. It's got 2 settings. You can sit on it flat like this, or you can fold it. The same thing applies to the second one that I have here. You can sit on it this way, or you can fold it to have a higher height. I'm going to use the first setting. So to demonstrate Dandasana for you, you'll place your meditation pillow, block, or bolster in the center of your mat. You will have a lengthened spine. You're going to extend both legs out in front of you with a soft bend in your knees. You want to flex the toes towards your face. To start, you'll place your hands on the sides of your body, pressing the palms into the mat, rolling back the shoulders, relaxing the neck, and gazing out gently forward. That can be your first pose. Or if you want to do Sukhasana, easy pose like myself, you'll get into this pose here. You'll bring the legs cross folded here as you sit on your meditation pillow, block, or bolster with a lengthened spine, and you will just simply rest the hands palm face down or palm face up if you choose. The shoulders relaxed, rolled down, the neck relaxed. You can leave the eyes softly closed. Also, if you are going to be sitting on a block, I recommend the lowest setting, which is here. Feel free though, if you need more height, to turn it this way. This is the highest setting. Here's medium, and here's the lowest one. I recommend the lowest one, but if you need to change it to the medium setting or the higher one, you are free to do so. So we're basically going to start with an inhale into 3 ohms that we're all going to do together. But before we do that, I want to tell you about the mantra that I'm going to sing over us after we do our 3 ohms, what the mantra means in English. So the mantra means Om, pervading the Bhuloka, earth consciousness of the physical plane, Bhuvarloka, Antariksha, the intermediate space, consciousness of prana or life energy, and Swarloka, sky, heaven, consciousness of the divine mind, that's Savitri, divine essence of the sun, which is the most adorable. I meditate on that divine effulgence or bright radiance or a shining forth. May that awaken our intelligence or spiritual consciousness. So go ahead and bring the palms to your chest in prayer, heart center. You're going to close the eyes and we're going to inhale and exhale into 3 ohms. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Inhale. Exhale. You can lower the chin slightly. And just breathe here for a couple of breaths. Slowly start to blink the eyes open. Gently raise the head up. And now we're ready to begin our warm-up portion of the sequence. So, from Dandasana staff pose or from Sukhasana easy pose, you're going to remove that bolster, that block, that meditation pillow, unless of course you need the bolster or you need to roll your mat or the meditation pillow for your low back. We're gonna go into a partial Shavasana to start. So if you need that, you'll just lean back on that with the knees bent, the feet on the floor. But I myself am not going to use that for right now. So I'm going to place that to the side. You can lay down on the side to get down to your back, or you can just gently recline backwards. You want to make sure your feet are flat on the floor. You want to make sure that your back is completely flat against the mat. You want to make sure that you even slide your shoulders down. You don't want to be clenched in the shoulders. You don't want them to be tucked up by the ears. You want to have a nice space between the shoulders and the ears. You'll rest the palms, palm face up or in supine. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. Just really feel the body. Just do some deep inhales and exhales. Start with an inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome. So begin to twirl up the wrists. You can bend both arms at the elbows just to lift the wrists off the floor. You'll see that I am twirling both of my hands outward from each other at the same time. Continue to breathe as you twirl the wrists. Nice slow inhale. Nice slow exhale. All right, once we have successfully twirled the wrists outward, we're going to reverse that direction. We're going to twirl the wrists inward towards each other. Continue that breath. That slow breath, just getting the body ready for our practice today. Think about your intention. Think about coming to this practice to relieve the tension or the stress that you might be feeling from your period. Now we're going to Bring the hands to the stomach just to rest them for a moment. We're going to extend both legs out to the bottom of our mat. You can leave the legs kind of loose, let the feet kind of drop to the side. You need to readjust your back so that there's not strain on the lower back from stretching out your legs. Do that. Just kind of shift the shoulders downward and begin to twirl out the ankles. Same with the wrists. I'm twirling the feet outward from one another to start. Continuing that slow breath, inhaling slow, exhaling slow. Now we're going to go ahead and reverse. We're going to twirl the feet inwards towards one another. Yes, keep breathing. Think about how you want to feel at the end of your practice. What is your mission for today? Think about how you're feeling now and how you would like that journey to shift by the time the practice reaches its end. Okay, we're going to bring the feet back to the floor, the knees bent. We're going to do some gentle pelvis rocks, because one thing when you are dealing with your menstrual flow, you don't want to overly contract the belly and you don't want to overly bend the back. So we are just going to do some gentle rocks with the pelvis forward on an inhale and tilt it gently backwards on an exhale. Once again, inhale. And exhale the pelvis backward. We're going to inhale once again, the pelvis forward, and gently rock it back on an exhale. One more. And exhale. Awesome. Now we're going to gently turn to the side and peel ourselves up here. We're going to come to a kneeling position. Oh, did you hear that pop? That's the other thing. While we're doing this practice, your body's going to snap and pop and all types of fun things, and just roll with it. Just keep going. It'll be fine. The other things that I didn't mention that you can add for this practice, if you've got a nice simple chair like this one, it's not too heavy, for some of our standing asanas to help us balance, because that's another thing that can be a struggle when you're dealing with your menstrual flow, is you might have some lightheadedness or dizziness or have a hard time balancing. So we want to have a chair available for that, and also an open wall space. If you happen to have one of these on hand, this is another nice alternative for your knees if you don't have a meditation pillow. Or you can roll your mat to be cushioned for your knees. But this is also another little nifty thing. This is a mat that's specifically for your knees, so I'm going to use mine in this case. But again, you can use a flat, low-setting meditation pillow, or you can roll the front of your mat towards you once or twice to do this portion. So we're here. I'll show you the side view here. You want to be nice and elongated in the back. You want the pelvis to be neutral. You don't want to be overly tucked or tilted in either direction. Roll the shoulders back. And here we're going to do some nice hip rotations. So begin to just work out towards the right. You can even bring the hands to the hips. Try to keep the body stabilized while we're just going around here. Continuing to inhale gently and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do a nice switch, go in the other direction. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So for this portion, we're going to stay on the knees. I'm going to show you the front view here so that you know how it's supposed to look. We're going to do some lateral bends, real gentle because we're still warming up the body. But you want to use your blocks for this. You can use one block and just switch it from one side to the other, or you can just go ahead and place both blocks. You can put it on the medium setting, I would recommend, or the high setting to start. So we're going to, in the same kneeling position we were just in, we're going to extend the left arm up to start and just reach up first and gently place your right hand on the block as you gently lean to the right. And inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. We're going to come back up to the center. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So you're going to lift the right arm up parallel to the right ear. You're going to stretch up on an inhale and then over as you place your left hand on the block of your left side and exhale into that bend to the left and inhale for 1. Exhale, inhale for 2. Exhale. Awesome. Go ahead and just come gently back up. Place those blocks to the side momentarily. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do just like a pulsing into a quick Vajrasana or Thunderbolt pose. Before we go into the full pose, I'll show you from the side here. You'll want to, we're just gonna pulse a little bit. This is one where you will need bolster pillow for the back of your thighs here. So you can get that ready. Definitely roll up the front of your mat for underneath your knees. Use your knee mat or your flat meditation pillow or a regular house pillow for the front of your knees. And then definitely get another cushion, or you can even put a block here as well. But before we do the pose in its fullness, we're just going to put our hands on the hips, this kneeling position. We're just gonna inhale and gently dip down and inhale. And gently dip down and inhale. And gently dip down and inhale. And gently dip down and then inhale. And this time when you come down, this is where you're going to sit on the pillow in Thunderbolt Vajrasana. This is where you want to make sure that your back is nice and lengthened, the shoulders are relaxed, you're resting the hands on the thighs, you're not crunching in the neck, you're not dipping in the back, you're not overly, the pelvis isn't overly tilted outward, you don't have a dip in your back, a dip in your lower back or a curve in your upper mid back. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. Inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do a revolved Thunderbolt. Parivrta Vajrasana. So we're going to inhale the left arm up so you can see how it looks. Gently twist the ribs to the right, just very gently. You can grab a block here even and place that right hand on that right block and just place your left hand on your right thigh as you twist gently to the right and inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. We're going to switch that block to the other side. Just like we just did, we're going to repeat here. This time you're going to lift that right arm parallel to the right ear on inhale. And gently twist the ribs to the left, not too deeply. Rest that right hand on that left thigh and place that left hand on that left block as you gently gaze to the left on an inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome. We're gonna put those blocks out of the way. Put your hands on your hips, and on an inhale, you want to gently lift yourself up strong in the thighs. You're gonna remove that meditation pillow or block out of the way. Unroll your mat if you had it rolled. And we're going to do a quick pranayama together. You can sit on your block or your pillow or your meditation pillow or your bolster for this portion. I want to show this to you. This is one that we'll end up doing reclined before we move on to the next portion of the sequence, but I want to show you what it looks like face on so that you know how it's supposed to look. So the pranayama that we're going to do is called Nadi Shodhana, or Anuloma Viloma, which means alternate nostril breathing. It's preferred that you start with the right hand, but you can start with the left if you're left-handed. So basically, you'll take your right hand. You are going to just temporarily, for now, just bend the ring finger and the pinky fingers. You'll place the middle finger and the index finger right between your eyebrows on the third eye. And what you'll do, just watch first, and then we can go through it together, because once I'm reclined, you won't be able to see the full look of it. So you'll be here with the index and middle finger resting on the third eye. You're going to press down the right nostril and exhale to start through the left nostril. Then you will inhale with that same nostril, inhale with the left. Then you will plug the left nostril with the ring and pinky finger, release the thumb off the right nostril, and exhale through the right nostril. Then you will inhale with the right nostril. Plug the right nostril, release the left nostril, and exhale. And then that whole thing will repeat. The idea is to exhale with the left nostril first, inhale, plug the left nostril, release or exhale with the right nostril, inhale with the right nostril, exhale with the left. You always are exhaling with the opposite nostril. So we'll do this for just a couple of minutes. If you're new to alternate nostril breathing, see how you feel after a couple of rounds. Just a round or two of doing both nostrils. And if you feel uncomfortable or you feel dizzy or feel any discomfort at all, please listen to your body and stop. If you also want to just grab a little sip of water before we do the pranayama, you can. That's another thing that's nice to have for your practice, just some nice water. This will be a very gentle flow anyway, but if your body needs water, it needs water. You don't have to be doing a vigorous, tough practice to hydrate the body. Okay, so because we're dealing with menstrual flow, we want to do this nice and reclined to minimize the chances of us getting lightheaded, right? So go ahead and come down. Gentle recline here. So just as before, you can leave the knees bent or you can extend them out long here. Take your right hand and you will bend the pinky and ring fingers. You will place the index and middle fingers on your third eye. Plug the right nostril and start with an exhale. Here we go. Inhale with the left. Plug the left with your pinky and ring finger and exhale out the right. Release your thumb. Inhale with the right. Plug the right with the thumb. Release the left. Exhale. Inhale with the left. Plug the left with your pinky and ring finger. Release the right. Exhale. Inhale with the right. Plug the right with the thumb, release the left, exhale. Inhale with the left. Plug the left, release the right, exhale. Inhale with the right. Plug the right, release the left, exhale. Inhale with the left. Plug the left, release the right, exhale. Inhale with the right. Plug the right, release the left, exhale. And release the right as well now. Remove your right hand and bring it down to meet your right, resting on your low abdomen. Just do some nice slow breaths here. Awesome. Go ahead and open the eyes if they were closed. Just wake up the body, wiggle the fingers, kind of shake the feet from side to side. Gently roll to your left or your right, whichever side of your choice. Gently turn to your side. And prop yourself up gently on your bottom forearm. Kind of assess where you're at to make sure you're feeling good, make sure you're not dizzy or lightheaded. So from there, you're going to press yourself up to seated. And then from there, you press yourself up to kneeling. And from there, we will stand in full Tadasana. All right, so I'm going to step back off the mat a little bit so that you can see the fullness of what I'm doing here. So, actually, I'll just move it back a little bit more here. There we go. So, we're going to start here in Tadasana. We're going to wake up the standing body here, start to build on this practice here. So, first, stand in Tadasana. Also, if you're feeling dizzy, it'd be good to find a wall. You can stand in Tadasana against the wall. You don't have to put your heels directly against the wall. Just kind of leave some room, you know. Rest the hands open away from the wall. You can stand here, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale. Awesome. If you're away from the wall, you want to be grounded and aware that your shoulders are nice and rolling down. You're not clenching here. The shoulders up to the ears. The neck is nice and relaxed. The back, the spine is neutral. The pelvis is not tilting forward or backward. It's right in the center. You are not locking in the knees. You have a nice soft bend in the knees, but you're strong in the thighs. Your feet are hips width apart and nice and planted fully into the floor. So from here, we're going to go into a half forward fold or Ardha Uttanasana. I'll demonstrate from over here so that you can see. So from here, we're going to rise the arms up. Gentle back bend, real tiny. And then just hinge forward at the hips here. You're going to rest your hands, very important, rest your hands on your thighs or your shins. You want to concave the back, don't drop the head. You want to keep your head nice and in line with your neck in line with the spine. You don't want to risk making yourself lightheaded. for this particular flow, because this is for our feminine flow, we want to make sure that we keep the body nice and in balance here. So we're going to stay here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale. And on the next inhale, you're just going to gently rise the body up. Gentle back bend. We're going to come back down on an exhale to the same half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back up. And exhale. And we're going to inhale back up. Gentle back bend. And here. Now we're going to start our standing asanas here. We're going to start with Warrior One. This is where the chair will come in handy for you. I've been mentioning how important it is when we're dealing with a menstrual flow to focus on making sure that we have our balance intact. So this is where the chair and the wall are going to really come in handy for you. This is what it's going to look like from the side, and then I'll show you also from the frontal view as well. So let's pretend that this block is my wall. You're going to have your heel against the wall, and you're going to have your arms, your hands on the chair. So first, let's talk about the structure of the pose here, right? So you're here, you're in Tadasana from the side view. And what you're going to do is you're going to step your left foot forward. You want to make sure that your right foot can be fully flat on the ground with a soft bend in the knee, but it's going to be slightly angled out to the right at a 45-degree angle. You want to make sure the hips are squared to the front of the room. Your whole torso is facing forward. That left knee is going to be directly over the left ankle. You don't want it to be extending too far in either direction. You want it to be right over. Also, you don't want the left knee to be bending too far to the left or the right. You want it to be right over that heel bone. You want to make sure the pelvis is neutral, the spine is lengthened, the shoulders are relaxed, the neck is relaxed as well. And normally, we would be here in a Warrior One, Virabhadrasana One. But because we are concerned with balance, we're going to hold this pose here, hold the top of the back of this chair, and we're going to be strong in this pose. Try to stretch your mat apart in both directions. I'm off the mat right now, but you be on the mat and do the pose from there. We're going to do a few breaths in this pose. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. Awesome. Just going to step that back leg in, and we'll repeat on the other side. So from here, you can just step the left foot back, and this block is actually pretending to be my wall, serving that purpose right now. So same thing as the other side, just in reverse. You're going to make sure that your left foot can be perfectly flat on the floor, soft bend in the knee. The left foot is a 45-degree angle out to the left. The hips are squared forward. The torso is completely forward. You've got that right foot planted in front of you. You've got the right knee bent right over that right ankle. It's not leaning too far left, too far right, right in the middle of that heel bone. Pelvis is neutral, spine is lengthened, shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed, gaze forward, and we want to place the hands in the back of the chair, and we're going to begin with this inhale here. And inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. One more on an inhale. And exhale. All right, we're Just so I can show you the front view here quickly. Basically, it'll look like this. If you're using an actual wall, you'd place your back heel with the soft bend of the knee and a 45-degree angle out to the right, for example, because my right foot is behind me in this case. Step that left foot forward, same form. Left knee over the left ankle, hips, torso squared front, shoulders relaxed, spine and pelvis neutral. Neck is relaxed, and you're going to place the hands here. So that's how it would look if you do it from the front view there, so you can see how it looks. Next, we're going to go into an intense side stretch, Parsvattanasana. And you can use a chair for this one as well, and you can use either side. You can use the seat of the chair, or you can place the hand on some variation here. So basically, this pose is similar in that the back leg, the right leg in this case, has a soft bend in the knee. The foot is out to a 45-degree angle to the right. And the front leg is bent similarly as Warrior One. The left knee is directly over the left ankle. And the only difference here is that instead of bending all the way forward and resting the left forearm on the left thigh as in intense side stretch, as in intense side stretch, this front knee is actually extended. Instead of bending all the way forward and bending the head to the knee, what we'll do is just keep a nice concave back, keep the neck in line with the spine, the head in line with the neck. You don't want to dip the head and have the blood rushing. So straighten out that front leg and keep a soft bend in the knee. Don't hyperextend, but the back leg is the same as Warrior One with that 45-degree angle in the foot. And you're just going to hinge gently forward with a soft belly. Don't contract the belly. And stop right about here. Nice concave back, gaze out, neutral neck, neutral head alignment to the neck as well. Stay here for 1, 2. Also, if it's too intense, you need to step that back foot in. Totally feel free to do that. Just don't dip the body too far forward. 3. And 4. Okay, gently roll the body up to neutral. And then we're going to use the chair in this case just to reset the body. We're going to switch sides here. Same thing as the other side. You're going to make sure that your left foot is 45-degree angle out to the left. Soft bend in that knee, but still a nice strong stance. You want the right toes to be facing forward. Soft bend in the knee, but the leg is mostly straight. Step in that back leg, that left foot as much as possible. If you're feeling a strain in your lower back or you feel like your stance is too wide, we're going to do a similar thing. The hips are squared forward, torso squared forward. We're going to gently inhale, hinge at the waist, and exhale forward. Nice concave back, soft belly. Don't bend forward too far. Nice neutral neck, head is in line with the neck, soft gaze, and inhale, and exhale, another inhale, and exhale, one more, inhale, and exhale. We're going to use that chair, step back up again. We're going to do another forward fold here, another half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana, just to reset the spine. So let's sweep those arms overhead again on an inhale. Gentle back bend, really tiny, eensy, weensy, teensy tiny little back bend. Exhale, forward gently. We're going to stop at the halfway point. Nice concave back, nice neutral pelvis, soft neck. Relaxed shoulders, hands on the thighs. If you have a lack of arch in your feet, you want to flex the front toes, make the feet nice and active there. Nice soft gaze out. Let's Inhale here, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's sweep them up one more time, arms overhead, inhale. And exhale, forward to half forward fold. Inhale, and exhale, the arms down. Now, from here, we're gonna go into a little bit of goddess energy because we need to be reminded that we're goddesses when we're going through our period, because we probably feel like the opposite, right? A lot of us do. I'm sure that there are those women who feel like goddesses even on their period. They don't need to be told or reminded. But for those of us who need to be reminded, we're going to go into a little Utthita Konasana, goddess pose. We're not going to go very deeply because we don't want to put strain on the low back. We just don't want to have any issues there. If you have any knee issues or anything like that, you want to be careful in this pose. This is a pose where it would be good to use the chair as well. So what you're going to do is you're coming out of Tadasana, right? You want to take a nice wide stance first. You want to turn both feet outward away from each other, 45 degree or a little bit more than 45 degree. You want to make sure that the pelvis is neutral, the spine is neutral. And this is where you would hold the chair. You can bring the hands to the hips for stability, or if you're feeling like a rock star, you want to do a little more, you can bring the hands to prayer, or you can bring them out to like a nice little football goalie tee. And basically we're going to start off with some pulses, and then we're going to finish off with a little hold. So the thing about this is you do not, when you bend your knees here into goddess pose, you do not want to bend your knees beyond your ankle. So if you can only bend so much, because this is not going to be super deep anyway, you can only bend so much. You don't want the bend only as far basically as your knees will let you be in line with your ankle. So we're here, right? Rest the hand on the chair. We can do some nice pulses. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale, and then we're going to hold. 1. Inhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Inhale for 4. Inhale for 5. And gently bring the knees back. We start to heel toe the feet back to the center. Go ahead and wiggle out the hips. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle out the hips. Wiggle out the hips. Okay. So, have another standing one for you here. So this is one called Trikonasana or triangle. This is one where you'll want to use the chair as well, or in this case you would use the wall. So if you use the wall, or let me just show you it this way first. So basically Trikonasana is similar to the stances that we've had before. You can have that, you can have the back foot or the right foot in this case be parallel to the edge of your mat. If I was on my mat, it would be parallel to the edge of the mat here. And I'm stepping back so you can see all of what I'm doing here. Step back. But the other option is that you can basically make your right foot 45 degree angle as we've done with intense side stretch and warrior 1. And then that front leg is going to be, you know, you'll start off with a bent knee here with the left toes facing forward. Pelvis is neutral, the spine is straight to start. Then you want to make the leg mostly straight with a soft bend in that left knee, just like intense side stretch. Right? And this is where you want to twist the pelvis, the torso to your right side. You're gonna bring your arms out parallel to the ground. You want to hinge forward on an inhale to the left. And that's when you'll find a place to place your hand here on the chair and bring that right arm straight up to the ceiling, perpendicular to the floor, and inhale. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. Just gently hinge up on an inhale at the waist, arms back out straight. Exhale, the arms down. You can use the chair to step that back leg in. We're going to do the other side. And you can do this with the wall. Basically, all you would do is you would place the chair here, and you would have your back heel here against the wall. The left toe would face forward, and you would do that same thing, but it would just be this way. So I'm going to do the other side now. So the back toes, the back foot, the left foot in this case, it's going to be at a 45-degree angle with a soft bend in the knee. The right toes are facing forward, leg is mostly straight with a soft bend in the knee. Always remember, if you need to step in your stance closer, if you're feeling too much strain, feel free to step that back leg in. It's all about being comfortable with your body and not forcing it to do too much before it's ready. So from here, we're going to have a neutral pelvis, but we're going to turn the torso and the pelvis out to the left side. We're going to have the arms extended out either side. You don't want to, have the shoulders crunching up to the ears. You want to have nice relaxed shoulders, nice strong arms, nice strong hands. You're going to inhale as you hinge forward to the right. Place that right hand down, inhale, and exhale that left arm straight up to the ceiling, perpendicular to the floor, and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You want to inhale. Hinge back up from that waist nice and gently. The arms are out wide. Inhale and exhale, the arms down. Turn the torso back towards your right leg. Use the chair to step in your left leg. Now is a good time to grab a little bit of water. We've got a few more poses left here. So now we're going to return to the floor. This is where your meditation pillow, like so, or your knee mat, in my case, will come in handy here. We're going to go into some cat-cow or Marjaryasana. So first, we need to get into a tabletop position, Brahmanasana. You want to have your knees on your mat or cushion of choice, whether that's a meditation pillow, a knee mat, or you've rolled your front mat, or you even have a house pillow of some kind that you have your knees resting on. You want to have your knees hip width apart. You want to have a nice neutral spine to start. You want to have your shoulders in line with your wrists. You don't want to have your wrists too far out or too far in. Just nice straight lines here. Nice relaxed shoulders. Neutral spine. Don't crunch. Don't dip. We're going to just take some inhales here. Exhale. We're going to inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Press through the hands. Reset if you need to, and press through on an inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to go into Marjaryasana, cat-cow. We're going to inhale, tiny dip of the back and lifting up the pelvis. Gently look out forward and exhale. Very, very subtle back bend. Exhale. Don't contract the stomach too much. Inhale again to that cow. And exhale back into that cat. Just a couple more. Inhale. Gentle curve in the spine there. Lift the tailbone. Exhale. Gently tuck the neck and the tailbone. And don't crunch the belly too much. And now we're going to make the knees as wide as the mat. Bring the toes to touch. Open the heels up and gently press yourself back. Gently, gently press yourself back. And this is where you can use your meditation pillow folded twice, or you can grab a block, put it on any setting that works for you. Press your forehead down. It's okay, you don't have to extend the arms long. You can just rest on your forearms here. Or if it's comfortable, you can even bring both arms on the outsides of your legs, touching the ankle bones here. Just stay here for a few breaths. We've been working here a little bit. It's nice to just pause and catch the breath here. Gently lift the forehead off the block. Go ahead and set that to the side. And let's see what we've got going on here. So we're going to come to a seated position here. We're going to try out a little cow face pose, cow facing pose, a little Gomukhasana. So this is where it would be helpful for you to have a block to sit on, meditation pillow, bolster. It all depends on where you're at in your body with your flexibility in a pose like this. So let me show you the legs first, and then I'll have to turn around and show you the arms. So basically, cow face pose, what you'll do in this case, because we need to do both sides, right? In this case, you'll sit in a Sukhasana. That's a good place to start, right? You're sitting on your meditation pillow or whatever your seating assist is. In this case, I'm going to do this leg first, the right leg. So what I'll do is I'll, just kind of bring my left ankle in a little bit closer to my seat. And I want to stretch my right ankle to the outside of my left knee. If that's not possible, just get it as far forward as I can. I don't want the hips to be, at a diagonal either. So if the hips are going to be crazy for you to get your right ankle on the outside of your left knee, you want to pull back that pose. You want your seat to be nice and level and balanced. So we're here. This is where my legs can reach, and so that's where it's going to be. These are the legs. Now I'll show you. This is where you'll need your yoga strap as well. I'll show you the arms from the front. So basically what you'll do is, in this case, my right leg is forward. My right arm is going to be the arm that comes above. So I'll inhale my right arm up. I will turn my hand towards my body and bend my elbow. I'll hold the top part of my strap with that. Then my left arm, I will turn towards the wall and place that on my back as far as it can go. And then I will hold the strap between the two hands on this side. So before we go into this pose, I want to show you what the arms look like from behind so that you just know what it looks like. Okay. So we're here. Got my legs situated here first, right? I'm gonna inhale. Gonna inhale that left arm up. Turn the hand towards the body, bend at the elbow. Got my top part here. Got my left arm extended. I'm gonna turn my hand towards the wall or towards the back of the room. Bring it to my back comfortably. Do not overstrain in this position. It can be very delicate on the shoulders. So if you have any shoulder issues, maybe skip the arm portion or really, really be generous with your reach. But this is how it's supposed to look, and that will hold. And then the other side will be the opposite. So let's go ahead and set up for this. Do a few breaths in cow face pose, Gomukh Asana. So we're gonna start with the right side here. Get nice and situated, set up the legs. Make sure the hips are level, make sure the spine is lengthened here. You don't wanna stretch, you don't wanna strain in the hips or in the shoulders or in the back or any of it. Nice and relaxed in the face. So I'm already starting by putting it, behind my back, but I've got the strap in my right hand already, the hand that's gonna be above. So basically we're lifting the right arm up on an inhale, turn the hand towards the face, bend the arm behind, hold the strap. We're going to extend the left hand, turn it toward the wall, behind you, put that hand on the back, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, stay. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Awesome. Gently release that strap. Bring the arms in with the left arm underneath, the right arm above, and then switch. Left arm above, right arm underneath. It's a nice deep stretch for the shoulders. We want to make sure that we just stretch out a little in between here. And then you undo your legs. You can even just bounce them a little bit, bounce the knees a little bit to the side. Point, flex the feet, a little bouncy bounce, shake it out, do some shoulder rolls here before we go into the other side. Yes. All right, you're gonna come back. You're gonna switch legs this time. So this time you're going to sit in like an opposite Sukhasana to start, right? Where the right heel is brought in first. Same thing, you wanna, ideally you want that left heel to be on the right side, on the outside of your right knee, but if that's not comfortable, and if your hips are all on this steep angle, in order to make that happen, you wanna bring it back. Still extend it as much as you can, and that's gonna be your pose. Nice level hips, nice lengthened spine. Start with the strap behind the back. This time we're going to put the strap in the raising hand is going to be the left hand. So we're going to just inhale that hand up, turn it towards the body and put it behind you, resting the fingers with the strap down on the back. The right hand, the right arm is going to be out to the side. We're going to turn it towards the wall, reach it behind us. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to hold, and inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. Go ahead and gently release that strap, put it off to the side there. Shake out the arms. We're going to do a nice hug on the body again. Right arm on top, left arm on the bottom. Release. And left arm on top, right arm on the bottom. Awesome. And release. Switch arms again. Release. Inhale. All right. So now from here, we're going to come to a seated pose here to kind of stretch out the hips and the knees from what we just did. We're going to come into a Baddha Konasana, or bound angle butterfly. So this is what it looks like from the side. Basically, you're in seated pose. You want to bend your knees, bring the feet to the floor, nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis, relaxed shoulders, relaxed arms. And then basically you want to turn your feet facing each other and let your knees drop to the sides of your mat. Bring your feet in as close as you comfortably can to your seat. Or you can also just take this as a complete, more relaxation pose. Extend the feet out, either for your comfort or for your preference. This is going to be the pose. This is a pose where you can have a block out in front of your feet, have something to reach out for. You can even use your strap, honestly. Put your strap on the bottom of your feet and kind of like gently pull yourself forward. But you don't want to crunch too much again in the abdomen when you're on your menstrual flow. You don't want to contract the belly too much. So bend forward, but don't bend forward too much. You want to concave the back, keep a soft belly, however deep you choose to go. And just lean here on an inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come down into a supported bridge. Setu Bandhasana. So in bridge pose, what you're gonna do, I also recommend the support. I mean, you can, do whatever is comfortable for you. But I think for myself, the most comfortable is the low setting. The next one I'd recommend is the medium setting. I'm not sure how intense it'll be if you try to do, I think it might actually be more challenging to put the block underneath you this much, because that would have to mean you already have a pretty deep arch in your back to be able to lay your body on this. But I recommend starting here with the low setting here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your body down to like a half shavasana with the knees bent here. And you want to make sure that the shoulder blades are nice and flat, pressed to the mat. Slide them down, adjust. Make sure that your tailbone's nice and flat against the mat as well. And what you'll do is you'll just lift the hips up enough to find the nice sweet spot of your tailbone. You don't want to be too far over to the left or to the right. You want to make sure that you're nice and in line here. So once you get into that sweet spot and it feels comfortable for you, you want to make sure that your knees are in line with the hips, that the ankles are in line with the knees. You want to make sure that the hips and the shoulders are in one line. Once, if you decide to lift up, you can, but this is just supposed to be a supported bridge so that we can have some comfort for the back. That's another thing that happens when you're on your period, is that you have a lot of low back pain. So this is just to support that low back. And let's just stay here for a couple of breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You can even bring the hands down to the mat, palms face down. Hold the pose more. Another inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Awesome. So go ahead and gently lift the hips up. Slide that block off to the side here. We're going to come into a nice reclined twist for the body here, Jata Parivartanasana. So let me explain this one for y'all. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to be laying here like so. You want to, for example, if I'm going to start on turning my knees to the left, you want to shift the hips to the right, and then you want to let the knees fall onto a block. I would suggest this setting here, the medium setting. Find whatever setting works for you though. Let the knees fall after you've shifted the hips to the right because you want the hips to be in line with the shoulders. And you're going to make the arms a nice wide T here. And then you're going to gaze out over the right shoulders. This is a nice restorative posture. Nice reclined twist. Jata Parivartanasana. We're going to inhale here for a couple breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. So go ahead and gently bring the knees back to the center. Shift the hips to the middle. This time you're going to switch to the other side. You're going to shift your hips to the left. Make sure the hips are in line with the spine here. Oops. You're going to let the knees fall over onto a block on the medium setting on the right side. The arms are still out to T. This time you're going to gaze out to the left and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Bring the face back to the center. Shift the hips back to the center. And now you can actually slide out the legs into a Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined butterfly, reclined bound angle. You can also use the blocks for this. What you'll do is you'll place a block on either side so that when your knees spill open to the outsides, they can have something to fall on here. Maybe it'll catch your calf, maybe it'll catch your knees, depending on which setting you want it to be on. You can have a meditation pillow or a bolster underneath the low back to add some comfort there. And you can just stay in this position here, nice and comfortable. Or if you prefer, you can extend both legs out to the edges of your mat, both feet to each respective corner of your mat. Let the feet drop to the outsides. And you can rest with your hands in supine or palm face up. You can do the same here in Baddha Konasana. But those are your options. You can do a full corpse pose, Shavasana, or you can be here in a reclined bound angle, reclined butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Go ahead and close the eyes. And just breathe deeply. Think about where you started at the beginning of this class. Think about how you were feeling. Think about what was on your mind. And ask yourself if those things are still on your mind. Ask yourself if you made it to the space you wanted to make it to. Ask yourself if you got the comfort that you were looking for, the tension release, the stress release. Definitely stay in this pose as long as you desire. But I'm going to go ahead and come to a close here. So once you're ready, whether you extend 5-10 minutes beyond this video or you go ahead and In the session with me, you want to gently shift the hips to one side, come to a fetal position. Move your little blocks out the way if you used blocks for support. Stay here in fetal position for a breath or two. And then use your arms to prop yourself up here. You can sit on a block or a bolster. Actually, I'll use a block. I'll join the block people to end. Sit here. Sit on your block in easy pose in Sukhasana. Bring the hands to prayer at Heart Center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. And I hope that you'll be thankful that you shared your practice with yourself today. You showed up while you were on your period and probably not feeling very great. And you were a real goddess and showed your body some tender love and care. Let's go ahead and close the eyes. We're going to inhale and exhale into our final closing Om Shantis. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. My name is Guianna, and if you have any questions or feedback, I'd be more than happy to help and to listen. See you next time. Take care.